Hey, welcome back to Homestyler Tutorials. In this episode, we are going to look at how we are going to view and change our viewing of our plan view here. So if you have not noticed yet, up in the right-hand corner, there is a three-dimensional view of your creation shown up there. So every time we make modifications in this window, in this 2D view, plan view, or the graphic view, you are going to see the changes in this view as well too. So just to demonstrate that, I am going to draw a room off of here and make it that big, and you will see it's just been added to there. So I'll quickly hit undo and you'll see that room will disappear. So every change you make in here will be shown in this view here. When we are working, we can change our view in here by a left mouse button click, so we can look at that any way we want, rotate it around, and we can zoom in. So we can actually see that arch right there. It is a little bit of a small window. It is a little bit difficult to see, but we can change that. So we have our 2D view here, and we have our 3D view over here, and we can change that by selecting this little icon here which says switch to 3D. So if I click on that room there, that will switch this to our to a 3D isometric view, and now we see our 2D view up here. And we can change our camera angle by moving it around here as well. And if we change, if you see that dotted line, if we left mouse button click here, you can see that line of sight. The dotted line actually moves around. So that dotted line shows me looking right through that arch, the wall I made. Okay, so if I wanted to go back to my 2D room, 2D view, plan view, I'm just going to switch back to here. If we want to look at a single room, say I just wanted to look at my living room, I could click on single room here, and you'll notice it says please select room. And I am going to select that room, and now it kind of hides all these other rooms and it strictly just shows my single room in there. And to get out of that, we're just going to select exit single room. So I'm going to switch this back to my 3D view, and we can see my window here. It looks a little bit high because it's right at the top of the ceiling, and we don't want that to happen. So remember, we can make these changes over here in this toolbar. If you don't see that toolbar, it may be hidden, but you want to click on that little arrow that will drag that out, and we can drag that window down and change the height of that. Okay, we can change the elevation. If we wanted to just change the elevation and make that height go back up. Likewise with our arch here, if you recall, we drew this arch. If I select on this arch, try and get that selected, select the edge of that, the arch, so I can change my arch height. I can change the width of my arch, so I'm going to change that down a bit, and the height is going to make that overall height go up, so that would be the height of the walls. And then I could change my arch height as well too. So we don't want that to go too high, we don't want it to go through the ceiling, but if I change my wall height, or my sidewall height down, and then I could increase my arch height up. And in the 3D view, I'm left mouse button clicking and turning around and rotating it by moving my mouse around, and we can see our windows and we can see our doors that we selected. So selecting that door, we can make some changes to that as well too. So that is how we control our views. So flipping back and forth, 2D to 3D, and I have a room here added. So, if I click on that, this brings up this menu here, and I can change that too. So maybe I want to call that my bedroom, and you'll see that's updated there. So we can make these changes quickly. A lot of dragging. Again, if I wanted to change this arch width, I can do it in this view. I could go back to my 3D view and rotate this around to see my arch, and I'm going to select the edge of that so it's highlighted, and I can change those parameters there. That will be very useful for looking at different options, for viewing options. So you do have your 2D and your 3D, and again, we can move this around in here as well too to see where we're looking at. So quite a few options for different viewpoints, so you can see every angle. And that concludes this video for navigating around your windows and looking at different views of your design.